Big East. Tonight, can the Wildcats handle a resurging Boston College Eagles? 6-0, that's what the home team is so far this season here at the Pavilion. Tonight we are 12 miles west of downtown Philadelphia, where the Boston College Eagles visit the Villanova Wildcats. Hello everyone, I'm Bob Picozzi along with Doris Burke. Thanks so much for spending part of your Wednesday night with us. After losing 4 in a row, Boston College has turned its season around with 2 straight wins. And Doris, making the transition from high school to college is terribly difficult, but you'd never know it from watching Craig Smith play.
Well, he certainly hasn't had any adjustment physically. 6'7", 265 pounds. Give some credit to the guys around him because they do a nice job establishing him. But Craig Smith, the force in the post, over 62% from the floor.
Well, their names aren't John, Paul, George, and Ringo, but make no mistake about it, Villanova has its own Fab Four.
The 4 freshmen, in particular in the Big East Conference play, have been causing a sensation. It begins at the point guard position with Randy Foy. Excels in the open floor and especially the pull-up game. Allen Ray comes off the bench, but a sensational scorer averaging 17. 6'9" freshman in the post, Jason Frazier, a very solid rebounder and shot blocker, and perhaps the best athlete and best defender among them, Curtis Sumter. He will get plenty of time on Troy Bell tonight, averaging over 34 points among the 4 of them.
Unless you think otherwise, believe it or not, there will be some upperclassmen on the floor tonight, like Boston College senior Troy Bell. He's a nominee for the Naismith National Player of the Year Award, and he leads the Big East in steals. Back with the starting lineups at opening tip. After Ryan Sidney has scored 42 points in his last 2 games, had 24 2 games ago against North Carolina State. For Villanova, Gary Buchanan leads the Big East in 3-point field goals with 45. He had 6 of them in Saturday night's win over Rutgers. These 2 teams will go at it again on Al Skinner's home floor at Conte Forum on March 3rd. 2 seasons ago, Al Skinner was not only the Big East Coach of the Year, but the National Coach of the Year. His counterpart, Jay Wright, in his 2nd year at Villanova. Before that, spent 7 years at Hofstra, where he won 2 America East Conference titles. Doris, Villanova is the 3rd best rebounding team in the country when it comes to rebounding margin, and that could be a key factor in the game tonight. Can Boston College handle the Wildcats off the board?
Well, in particular on the offensive glass, Villanova almost at 17 per game, and BC plays a 3-guard lineup, so defensive rebounding one of the key points for BC tonight.
And Villanova starts out man-to-man.
And no surprise there, and look, Gary Buchanan drawing Troy Bell. I don't think his freshman or sophomore season he would have been guarding the best player on the floor.
And Randy Foy giving away a couple of inches guarding Craig Smith on the first possession. Smith sets up for 3. Long rebound in the lane to Derek Snowden.
Well, if Craig Smith ever starts knocking down jumpers with consistency, I think Big East opponents will just have to sigh and throw up their hands.
And Buchanan is called for traveling on the very first possession. That's been a bugaboo for the Wildcats. Jay Wright's club is dead last in the Big East when it comes to turnover margin.
Now, they're improved from a season ago in that regard, but you're exactly right. There's going to be games where turnovers, each possession, you've got to be careful. Oof, this is a tough one for Boston College to absorb.
Smith stepped on the end line as he threw the ball inbounds. Not the start that Al Skinner was looking for. No, actually, he didn't step on the end line. His bounce pass didn't go inbounds. Didn't get it over the end line. So each team turns it over once. Buchanan to Jason Frazier. He spins, shoots over Smith, and hits the side of the backboard.
Yeah, that's where he's got to improve. He'll get stronger as he gets on in years. Certainly needs some weight.
Another turnover for BC, and this is a 2-on-1 Villanova break. Foy tries to finish. Instead, he's fouled by Lewis Hinnant.
A 2-on-1 situation. Thought Snowden could have taken it a little bit deeper, made that an easier shot, but nonetheless, he'll get some free throws.
And to the free throw line will go Foy, the 6'3" freshman from Newark, New Jersey. Villanova has had its way over the years with Boston College, but not recently. Eagles have won the last 5. Before that, Villanova won 11 of 12.
I was talking to the BC assistants about that before the game, and they all said that was before the arrival of Sumter, Ray, Foy, and Frazier. Those 5 straight wins.
In the last 2 games, Villanova had made 43 of 48 free throws, and Foy in Big East competition has now knocked down 23 of 24. This is Hinnant, the forecourt. Frazier sizes
Nice.
him up, but Hinnant takes it right to the rim.
Well, you attack a shot blocker's body, and that's just good, solid basketball by the freshman.
Foy calls the play. This is Ricky Wright. Frazier down low, being guarded by Dornicamp. Wright shoots from there. No good. Wright had his first career three-pointer Saturday night at Rutgers. This Dornicamp, oh, the pass from Sidney. Dornicamp at the last second took his hand away. Unfortunately, it wound up in Hinnant's lap. Bell calls for the play, guarded by Buchanan. Now passes behind Sidney. And Snowden ahead of everybody.
Well, defense is what Jay Wright preaches every single day. Give some credit to Gary Buchanan for denying Bell the basketball. And Snowden, they're going to look to post Snowden up because Ryan Sidney, a very good inside-out kind of guy. Snowden getting good position inside.
The Eagles have turned it over 3 times in the first 2 minutes. Here's Smith with great position inside. Can't finish. And on the rebound, Smith battles for it with Wright, who then fires it off Smith's body and out of bounds.
The last few days, Jay Wright has been preaching, go to the offensive glass, continue to rebound. He says, so one thing we've done consistently well all year, rebound the basketball.
Only been out rebounded 3 times in 16 games. Buchanan on the left for 3. His Big East leading 46th of the year.
Yeah, I think he needs to play well. You know, back-to-back games would be good for his confidence. He struggled early, missed some games early because of the injuries.
Arthroscopic knee surgery back on November 17th. A 4th turnover for the Eagles. Lewis Hinnant, a little rattled in the early going. Hinnant and Smith, 2 freshmen in Boston College's starting lineup. Foy will bring it up the floor. Marcus Austin has checked in for Villanova, coming off a career-high 15-point effort Saturday night at Rutgers. Right on the left, puts it on the floor, spins, and leads for Austin. Front rims it, and Dornicamp pulls down the rebound. This is Bell. Had 36 the last time he played here. Hinnant drop step in the lane.
Well, Hinnant looks very confident attacking the glass. This is just a rookie, folks, and twice he's gone right after the defense.
4 points for Hinnant, the freshman from Oxon Hill, Maryland. Villanova by 3. Buchanan has 1 3. Fakes Sidney off his feet. Foot was on the line. That's a 2.
Yeah, he's become a little bit better at using the bounce, the effective dribble to create a shot opportunity.
Buchanan had 27 Saturday at Rutgers. This is Sidney on the right for Bell. Bell launches a 3 over Buchanan. Rebound off Dornicamp's hands and picked up on a hop by 4. Quickly left side Buchanan. And an offensive foul.
You dip the shoulder and almost immediately the official goes. Good solid anticipation by Troy Bell. They're pushing. They're going to look to get a quick, easy shot. Sell it, Troy Bell.
Second turnover for the Wildcats. And Allen Ray, another one of those 4 freshmen we mentioned at the top of the telecast, checks in for the first time, and he'll get the assignment on Bell.
I think they'll see a lot of different guys get a chance at Troy Bell. He's been so effective against Boston College.
Andrew Sullivan has checked in, and he has been assigned the task to guard Smith. Hinnant. Foy on him. Sidney guarded by Stokes. Shot clock at 10. Dornicamp tried to force that one in the lane, and the Eagles have turned it over 5 times. Foy. Kick out right in the lane. Sullivan. Ray for 3. Got it.
Defense turning to offense. Everybody in excellent defensive position. Shot clock was dwindling, so Dornicamp recognizes, tries to force a pass, and they turn it the other direction.
23rd three-pointer of the season for Ray. He's second on the Wildcat squad. Stoke knocks away from Sidney. The Eagles have been very sloppy at handling the basketball in the early going. Sidney spins in the lane, misses the runner, gets his own rebound, and then loses it. And here comes Villanova. Eagles 2 of 7 from the floor. Their problem has been turning it over before they get a shot on. Foy is fouled before the shot, so he will not shoot free throws. 5 turnovers for Boston College in the first 4:55. Villanova leads by 8.
giving yourself a chance early. One of the things coaches talk about is matching intensity when you're on the road. Well, Villanova, points off turnovers significant already. This is similar to what happened to Boston College at home against West Virginia. Very slow start. They got down double digits.
Fell behind by 16 in the first half of that one. The foul before the break was on Hinnant. That is his second. 2 on the Eagles. Sumter's in the game, so we've now seen all 4 of Jay Wright's highly talented freshmen, including Alan Ray with his second 3.
Now BC went 2-3 zone, and Ray can shoot it from 3. You've got Foy who can stick it.
3 for 3 from three-point range is Villanova. On the left, Jermaine Watson is checked in for the Eagles. Al Skinner normally only plays 7. Andrew Bryant and Watson, normally the only reserves, in the action. Watson with the pull-up.
Yeah, Watson was big in their win down at North Carolina State. 12 points. And against West Virginia, it was Dornicamp. So the role guys for Boston College important, particularly on a night where you get the big 3 off to a slow start.
Villanova lead is 9. Foy tries to go by Bell, who rejects the shot. Shot clock didn't recycle. Still 15 to shoot. Foy on the switch, defended momentarily by Dornicamp. Now the shot clock's at 10. Sumter, guarded by the smaller Sidney, tries to shoot over. Rebound Watson.
Yeah, Sumter, a guy who played a lot of 4 in high school, so as he tries to adjust the 3 position, that offense, he's starting to get more and more confident.
Jay Wright told me last night he feels that Sumter has had the toughest adjustment of the 4 freshmen because of that point you just raised, switching from the perimeter, or switching from the power forward to the perimeter. We go the other way. Sumter finds Ray. He's already got a couple of 3s. And over the back for the rebound foul is Andrew Sullivan. That'll be his first, and 2 on Villanova.
Well, you see Ryan Sidney tries to go baseline side. Andrew Sullivan, that is his role. Plays solid defense. And you mentioned it. He's drawn the assignment against Craig Smith inside. Now, he'll give him a different look than Frazier.
This is Bell. You mentioned right at the top that Sumter would see action on Bell, and he's getting a turn right now. So we've seen 3 Wildcats defend Bell in the first 7 minutes. Watson, right side jumper, air ball, rebound Sullivan. Blows by Bell. It's 5 on 3 if they hurry. Left side, Snowden. Weak side rebound, Frazier.
Now, sometimes when your offense doesn't come, you're a little bit slow to check back defensively. Villanova, they'll push the pace when they get a chance. 110 points against Rutgers at the rack. That was a shocking score.
Most of the Villanova teams ever scored on the road. Here's Sumter rejecting Bell. Leaves for Smith. Bell goes around the Watson screen on the switch, picked up by Snowden. Pass in the lane, stolen by Sullivan. It's a 4-on-1 Villanova break, and Ray to the finish.
Well, here's the scary thing. This is a Villanova team that gets better.
Jay loves his freshmen. He said, we ask our freshmen to play aggressively, but aggressive play plus freshmen equals turnovers. I learned that at Bucknell. We need to play smarter. So far tonight, Villanova outscoring Boston College 9 zip-off turnovers.
Now, this is going to be an interesting thing. Can Bell get shots against the 6'7" Sumter?
Sidney goes by Ray. Sullivan tries to draw the charge. No foul, but instead the ball last touched by the Eagles. It's been all Villanova in the early going. It's a 13-point Wildcat lead. Defended by Bell. This is Ray, who already has 8 points off the bench. Left side, Ray for 3. He's got 11 points, and he's hit all of his 3.
Yeah, well, he and Alan Ray, they do such a good job coming off screens. They like to send both of those guys off ball screens. They can shoot that pull-up jumper effectively.
Sidney, right side, Bell, around the Dornicamp screen. Now Dornicamp on the right. Trying to force it inside. Sullivan knocked it away. 12 to shoot for Boston College, and what an impact Sullivan has made since he entered.
Has always been a very solid role guy. Will guard anywhere from 3, 4, 5.
Second on the team in block shots. Now the shot clock's at 10. Sumter at 6'7" on the 6'1" Bell. And a 5-second call on Bell. That's 8 turnovers for Boston College.
That gets Bryant off the bench. And Dornicamp will take a seat. I think Dornicamp is key. I mean, he was so solid against West Virginia. I thought did a great job of not only rebounding the basketball, had a few assists, a couple of blocks, a couple of steals. The role guys have got to step up around these three: Smith, Bell, and Sidney. You know what you're going to get from them eventually.
Except Al Skinner hasn't gotten anything from them tonight. They've yet to score away from the play. We're going to get a foul on Frazier, or a 3-second call on Frazier. So for Villanova, that's only the 3rd turnover. Full court pressure employed by the Wildcats. As you mentioned, Bryant checks in. Smith will throw the inbound, and now Buchanan returns for Villanova. Boston College has had 19 possessions. Nothing wrong with that in the first 9 minutes. They scored 6 points. Look at this pass. Looked like Montana to Rice. Wow. Way up in the air goes Foy, and he'll draw the foul. That will be his first, and 3 on Villanova.
Well, BC obviously prepared for that. Villanova against Rutgers went to this early. Pretty good spill with the contact with Bell.
Look at Bell's numbers. 7th in the Big East in free throw shooting. Bell, the 2nd leading scorer in Boston College history. He needs to average about 12.5 points per game, 12.7. And that is if Boston College plays the minimum of remaining games, regular season 1 game in the Big East tournament, to become the leading scorer in Boston College history. Bell becomes the first member of the big three, Bell, Sidney, Smith, to get on the board, and even Bell misses the 2nd free throw attempt. Foy on the right. Great look inside Frazier.
I love how he addresses the game. Randy Foy, he can score on his own, so you got to be legitimate with him defensively, but his vision is exceptional.
Foy already with 2 assists and 4 rebounds. He and Ray have been terrific.
Well, we talked about Craig Smith being prepared physically. Randy Foy is very strong.
6'3", good size for a point guard. Buchanan knocks it away. Sidney gets it back. Now Bell, right side pull-up.
Yeah, I mean, eventually those 3 guys are going to score. I don't think there's ever been a question about that.
Bell now with 2,168 points in his magnificent career. And a silly reach-in foul by Troy. That'll be his first foul, and number 3 on the Eagles. So Ray will inbound on the side, taking the ball from Frank Scagliotta, who's working the game tonight with Jim Burr and Curtis Shaw. Villanova 4-0 in the Big East for the first time since 97-98. Haven't been 5-0 since 82-83. Boston College 1-2 in the conference. Left side Buchanan. The pull-up. Rebound tipped up by Ricky Wright and then pulled down by Bryant. Here's Watson, but Villanova does a great job of getting back to stop the transition. Down low Smith. Rebound Sidney. And a foul will be called on Randy Foy.
How about the hands of Craig Smith? I'll tell you, you put it in this young man's vicinity, and he's going to catch it. He doesn't score it, but Sidney cleans up on the weak side.
There's 2 fouls on Foy, 4 on Villanova. Shooting free throws is not Sidney's strength, just 42% from the line. Jay Wright goes back to his bench. Foy and Frazier will get a rest, and Austin and Snowden return. Wright will play at least 9, sometimes 10. And as we mentioned, Al Skinner doesn't extend his bench nearly as much. He's perfectly comfortable with a 7-man rotation.
Yeah, I think if you talk to the BC staff, that's a concern. Will they wear down? Because Villanova just runs a lot of guys at you.
So Sidney can't get either free throw to drop. Right side, Austin, no good. Wright tried to keep it alive, and here comes Watson. Played 11 minutes, a 15-point Villanova lead. Sidney for 3. Back rims it. Rebound Snowden. That's not the shot that Al Skinner wants. Sidney is shooting 18% from three-point range. Snowden goes baseline, nobody home. Buchanan tries to run it down and does.
You should have numbers if you turn, yes.
Ray penetrates, kick out to Ricky Wright. Great box out for Smith for the rebound. Here's Watson. Boston College shooting 27%. And Smith down the lane, counted in the foul on Ricky Wright.
He's a little deceptive. And I wouldn't want to get in front of him when he's got that head of steam going, that's for sure. 6'7", 265, coming right down the paint, a little body English, and gets it down.
First basket of the night for Smith, who is 7th in the country in field goal shooting at 64.6%. The foul on Wright is first and 5 on Villanova. Al Skinner said Smith is blessed with skills which most people don't have. If you want to play him aggressively, he can handle that. If you want to try to finesse him, he can handle that too.
Yeah, and he's a guy who's got a great understanding of angles at a very early stage of his collegiate career.
Buchanan gives to Ray, who has 11 points off the bench, but passes it right into the arms of Bryant. Watson feeds Smith, who spins inside.
Yeah, and Watson doesn't give it up. I mean, he could have tried to kick it down to Sidney, but he had great post position.
So Smith was scoreless for 11.5 minutes, and now he has 5 points in the last 2 possessions. This is a 7-0 Eagles run, but they still have some work to do.
And Ricky Wright.
Yeah. Jim Burr is going to get Wright on setting the screen. 2 on Wright, 6 on the team. So the Eagles are making a run, but Villanova still has a cushion.
Early on this season.
And Pittsburgh all alone atop the West with that big date with Georgetown coming up Saturday.
Yeah, Georgetown with 2 losses. You don't want to get too far behind a very efficient and tough defensive unit in Pittsburgh. Notre Dame, a tight one with Providence last night, but behind Chris Thomas and Matt Carroll get the job done.
21 of 25 from the foul line with the Irish last night. Dornicamp is stripped off the double team by Frazier and Buchanan. Ray, good look to Buchanan.
That's an unselfish unit, this Villanova team. The chemistry's outstanding. The young guys are not concerned, nor are Buchanan or Wright, with who is scoring, who's getting shots. Their attitude is exceptional.
That ends a 7-0 Boston College run. Bryant, deep 3. Rebound in the lane off Frazier's hand. On a hop comes to Sullivan. 4 on 2 Villanova. Buchanan on the left. Long rebound to Dornicamp. Crowd thought he traveled. Bell will walk it across. Bell is a sophomore 2 years ago.
Well, I think it speaks volumes to the improvement of Gary Buchanan defensively that he's guarding Troy Bell, and the turnovers here getting ridiculous for Boston College.
3 on 1. Snowden can't finish, but Dornicamp will be whistled for the foul, his first, and 4 on the Eagles. 10 turnovers now for Boston College.
Here we go.
Lots of action tonight around the country, both in and out of the Big East. Kentucky at home with a 5-point lead over Auburn in the SEC. Maryland, 8-point lead at North Carolina. Louisville with the early lead, first half of Conference USA. Illinois with an 8-point lead over Purdue in the Big Ten. SEC, Tennessee with an early 1-point lead at Georgia.
You got to believe the Big East West and the SEC East, two of the strongest divisions in college basketball. And Tubby Smith is a guy who just continues to win, and yet if he loses 1 or 2, it's amazing how the fans react.
Bell, right side, Sidney. Gives to Watson. 6.5 remaining. 14-point Villanova lead. They're led by as many as 17. Left of the lane, Smith. He'll be called for the travel.
Yeah, good solid defense by Frazier. All you would like to do is push Craig Smith off the box if you can.
11 turnovers for Al Skinner's club. He told me, I think Villanova's perimeter players have made the difference. Their outside shooting really complements Frazier and Wright. The turnover story mirrors the scoreboard. They've led to 15 Villanova points. Buchanan with his second 3 of the night.
I think that shooting performance at Rutgers really did wonders for his confidence, because prior to that game, his minutes were dwindling. He was not playing great basketball.
296 3 of his career. He holds the all-time Villanova record. Smith inside will draw the foul on Sumter. That will be his first and 7 on the Wildcats, and back to the line goes Smith.
You know, Gary Buchanan, a shooter, right-hander going right to left, gets squared pretty.
Smith, along with Carmelo Anthony of Syracuse, 2 of the real impact freshmen in the Big East this year. Hinnant returns. He picked up 2 fouls early, replacing Sidney. Jay Wright was telling me last night, Doris, about Craig Smith. It's incredible to see how he's put up the numbers so effortlessly. He can block shots, he hits the open shot, he can run the floor, and he knows it.
Yeah, he's a load inside. It's not very often a freshman, especially in the post, can command a double team. It's one thing if you're sending guys off ball screens and you have to trap them. But for a young man to come in and dominate as much as he has, it's incredible.
Villanova's been in control all the way. Sullivan up high. Sumter. The back cut to Buchanan. Tried to leave for Sullivan, but Watson took it away. Has Hinnant on the right. Instead hits Bell with a tough pass. Counted in the foul.
Yeah, Troy Bell gets to the free throw line about 8 times a game. He gets fouled more than any other player I've ever seen from behind the arc, but he can also attack the rim. The near turnover by Watson might have gotten away with it. And then the bump, the initiate by Bell.
Foul was on Sullivan, his second, 8 on Villanova. So Bell trying to complete the 3-point play. Big East Co-Player of the Year 2 years ago as a sophomore. Rookie of the Year as a freshman. And a nominee for both the Naismith and Wood National Player of the Year award as a senior. Snowden will bring it up the floor. I mentioned how often Bell has been fouled while attempting a 3. How about 49 times in his career? Resulting in 3 free throws each time. When you knock him down like he does at over 80%.
Wow, and he was out there a bit on that one.
Didn't get fouled that time.
Forget about the discussion of moving the line back. He's gone anyway, but it wouldn't matter with that one.
So Bell has taken a while to heat up, but indeed he has. He now has 9. 8-0 Boston College run. Remember, they had a 7-0 run and an 8-0 run, and they look up and they're still down by 9. Sullivan. How much movement in the Villanova possession. Snowden tries to go by Watson and shoot over. Rebound inside, pulled down by Smith. His 3rd. And all alone is Bell. And with that basket, Bell has now hit double figures for the 100th time in his career. And Jay Wright wants time.
It's a little different when you're causing turnovers and getting into the... Troy Bell, end-to-end speed is exceptional. His ups aren't bad either. Tough to stop that.
He mentioned 7th in the country in field goal shooting. He's the 17th leading scorer in the country. When you think of Bell, the word consistency probably sums it up more than anything.
Well, I think it's remarkable that he scored as many as he did last season, up over 21 points per game. Remember that he had the knee surgery in October of last season. He really, I don't think, ever played up to the sophomore season level, though still at a very high level.
Didn't keep him from missing a game, though. This is his 106th consecutive start. He has BC's last 8 points. Not much fluidity to the Villanova offense in the last couple of possessions, Doris.
Nope.
Down low, Sullivan really forced that one. Sidney up in the air for the rebound. He had 19 of them in one game earlier this year. Look at the body control by Smith. What'd you say he weighed?
Yeah, and the turn of events is remarkable here because it was Villanova that was pushing pace. And even if they weren't scoring on transition points, they were getting early looks. Now it's Boston College that's turned that tide on them.
265-pound Craig Smith catching the pass in traffic. Snowden goes up, and this time he'll draw the foul on Smith.
Thought he used his left arm to clear out.
Number 1 on Smith, number 5 on the Eagles, who have trimmed that 17-point lead to 5. And to the free throw line will go Derek Snowden, the 6-foot junior from Baltimore. Snowden had a couple of impressive outings last year against Boston College, combining for 23 points and 12 assists, albeit in defeat both times.
Stay in your own space.
That's what he did last time these two teams hooked up. Randy Foy will return for Villanova, but first we have an official timeout. Jay Wright's wondering what
he will turn it and run out quickly if he's not involved in the rebounding end. Soft touch, great hands. I mean, I tell you, you put the pass in this young man's vicinity, and he's going to come up with it even in traffic.
In his very first collegiate start against St. Bonaventure, all he did was take 10 shots and make 10 shots. In fact, at one stretch this year, he made 18 shots in a row. He made 10 in a row entering tonight. Some guys can't hit 10 in a row and layup drill.
It's a tribute to the kind of position he gets and the looks at the basket.
Bell penetrates, kick out Smith for three. Long rebound, nearly grabbed by Bell. Smith kept it alive, and it winds up in Watson's hands. And then Ray gets the rebound, but then loses it off his foot. Jay Wright won a couple of America East titles at Hofstra, two-time Coach of the Year in that conference, before getting what for him is a dream job. Philadelphia, born and reared. Bell on the left, hits the jump shot.
That's one way to create a shot against a longer 6'7" Sumter. Back him off with a little crossover dribble and then step back. Create space two ways.
Bell and Smith have combined for 22 of Boston College's 32. And a 17-point lead is down to 4. The sellout crowd at the Pavilion is suddenly very quiet. We'll get a foul on the Eagles. Ryan Sidney picks it up. That'll be number 6 on the Eagles. Coming up on the ESPN Plus halftime report, we'll tell you about the Dodge Tough Player of the Week. The Big East Wire focuses on the conference's Player and Rookie of the Week. You'll recognize both names, and also first half highlights from this one. All coming up at halftime. Sumter starts to go. Watson knocked it away, but Sumter touched it last.
Yeah, and it gives some credit to Watson. He just sat at home in defensive stance, and as penetration came, gives assistance to his guy. Good defense by Watson.
You know, you mentioned the Rutgers game the other night. Jay Wright was not very happy at the way the game finished. At one point, Rutgers had trimmed it to 12. He says we have a habit of being a little bit inconsistent with our intensity. I think we're seeing that here.
Wow, look at how creative he is around the rim. Just give him an inch. He can fit that 265 into a lot of little areas.
Boston College is on a 16-1 run.
Yeah, well, I think this is the consistency that Jay has talked a lot to his guys about. It's a philosophy of not playing to the score. Effort all out all the time.
Fourth shot, but Frazier kisses it off the glass.
Surprised he had the strength to get Smith off his feet.
Bell defended by Sumter. Goes around the Smith screen. Now Smith rolls for the hoop and takes the pass.
That's a problem. If you show with Smith's defenders, they did there on that little pick and roll, Smith is smart enough to open to the ball, go right down to the paint, and Bell is a good enough passer to find him. That's a tough two-man game to defend.
Somewhere John Stockton and Karl Malone are smiling. Foy defended by Bell. Ray comes off the screen, and Sidney will be called for the push. That's 2 on him. It's also 7 on Boston College. So that sends Villanova to the line. Al Skinner has taken the Eagles to back-to-back NCAA tournaments. They've won 47 games in the previous 2 years. That equals the most games won by Boston College in any 2-year period in their history.
Yeah, and his countenance is never going to give the score away. I mean, he was down 16, and
right.
Look, his expression is exactly the same.
A little casual look. Sported by Coach Skinner, who is a member of both the Massachusetts and Rhode Island Athletic Hall of Fame. Great player at UMass. Coached URI for 9 years. 2 NCAA appearances, 2 NIT appearances, and he's a member of the URI Athletic Hall of Fame as well.
I like that window pane blazer, and he likes the results of the latter stages of this first half. His guys settling in offensively.
Bell off the foot of Frazier. Frazier didn't do it intentionally, so we don't get the shot clock recycling. BC has made 10 of its last 16 shots. In traffic, held ball, arrow aiming toward Villanova.
That's where you want your freshman point guard to keep his dribble at the free throw line. He got himself too deep. Had he just held his dribble and maybe drawn a defender, and if not, just back that thing right out.
Villanova went to the NIT a year ago. Went to the quarterfinals before losing to Temple. Snowden forces that shot. And on the rebound, Frazier sticks his nose in there to take it away. Counted in the foul on Bryant.
Boy, 6'9". He's showing more strength than I think I thought he had. They list him at 6'10". I think he's more or a little bit closer to 6'9" and wiry strong. So much talk about Frazier maybe going pro straight from high school. Obviously not prepared. His numbers very, very solid. 8 and 7.
4 or 5 from the floor so far tonight. So the lead back up to 6 inside the final minute. Watson. Villanova tries to trap. And Watson looks for the timeout to avoid the held ball and gets it with 29.7 left in the half and 21 left on the shot clock.
I like the wrinkles Jay Wright comes with. You know, against Rutgers, he threw the press early, took him by surprise. He's selective when he comes with pressure, selective with that trap. Ball handler turns his back, and he comes from the weak side, the blind side, to trap it at the perfect time. Preach it, preach it. Foy guarding, and here comes the weak side double with Snowden. And he's in trouble. Wise timeout by Hinnant.
Of course, basketball coaches, needless to say, are all workaholics during the season. But it didn't stop Jay Wright from spending some time mourning this week, the end of the season for his beloved Philadelphia Eagles. He said, "I am devastated. I was absolutely convinced they were going to the Super Bowl." And he was not the only person in this town. There's still a pall over this city.
I was just going to say, there's guys in the truck moaning that you've even mentioned it.
Plus, the 76ers managed to blow a 23-point lead Monday night to the Celtics. Right side Smith misses the shot. Rebound Ray. Shot clock off. Long pass.
Snowden, you don't expect. Yeah, if that was Foy, that would be one thing. Snowden struggles with turnovers. Certainly last year, Jay, that's priceless. I mean, this is a junior, and Snowden much improved, but you hold for one here. You've got the lead. You could make it 8. Instead, you give BC a chance to get within 4.
Or 3 with the 3. Bell defended by Buchanan. Time remaining in the half. Lower corner of your screen. Bell loses the handle, then Frazier ahead to Ray. Is there time? Does it count? No. Frank Scagliotta says, Jay Wright not very happy, and Frank Scagliotta from 60 feet away is staring him down. A 17-point Villanova lead was cut to 2. It's now 6 at the half.
How much is the Hyundai Elantra with automatic transmission and air conditioning?
Under $13,000.
Shut.
First 9 minutes, Doris, when the Eagles fell behind by 17. Then they combined for 26 in the last 11 minutes.
Yeah, well, we had talked during that first half that those guys would eventually get theirs. Now, you'd like to see Dornicamp maybe start to hit the glass, do a good job from the high post. Watson, if he can knock down a couple shots. And Ryan Sidney 0 for 3 in that first half. And Villanova yet to relinquish a halftime lead.
Wildcats a perfect 6-0 here at the Pavilion, where over the years they're 149 and 45 since this facility opened 16 years ago. And 4 straight wins overall, and 6 out of 7 entering this one. Had a terrific start to the season, a big win over Michigan State at the Great Alaska Shootout, sort of helped set the tone.
Yeah, now, you know what? When you think about Villanova's schedule, the losses at Dayton and at Memphis are 2 good road losses. And I think they played well at Dayton, particularly down the stretch of that ball game. That is going to give them some confidence. In Memphis had a real shot. Jay Wright said those games will help us down the road in conference.
And off the first possession, Buchanan picks Bell's pocket, hits Snowden. Reverse to Buchanan for 3. Got it.
Yeah, and it starts very much the way the first half started, where Troy Bell, I mean, he just shouldn't get stripped. As improved a defender as Gary Buchanan is, that shouldn't happen in the open floor.
Buchanan's 3rd 3 of the night. and his 48th of the season. Sidney with his first points of the evening.
There's a guy you've got to worry about heating up because he's an unorthodox guard, Ryan Sidney. And you get him at the high post, and that floater, I mean, he just consistently hits that floater.
At 18 points last time out against West Virginia, 24 before that against NC State. Foy pushes off with the left hand and is whistled for the foul. That's his third.
Well, you know, this has been something ongoing from the first half where Foy tries to use a little body because he's got great shoulder strength. And Bell, I think, stepping in.
Bell defended by Buchanan. Up top, Sidney with Snowden on him. See man-to-man all night for both teams. On the right, Hennon. He picked up 2 early fouls. Pass kicked out of bounds unintentionally, so the shot clock, yes, it does recycle. Frank Scagliotta says it was an intentional kick, so a full 35 for the Eagles. Hennon to inbound, looks in the lane, nothing there. Bell tries to shoot over Buchanan. He certainly contested that one.
Man, does Greg Smith just clear people out of that paint? My goodness, I think he sent his own man. It looked like Troy Bell went flying.
Smith with 15 points. He's been in double figures in all 15 of his college games. His first points, however, off the offensive glass of the night.
Good job by Dornicamp to hedge on that ball screen.
This is Foy. Bell gives him room. They clear the lane. Now Frazier sets the screen with the shot clock at 10. Around the screen on the right's Buchanan. Ricky Wright spins in the lane, and as he goes, is bailed out by a foul. This one will be on, I believe, Craig Smith picks it up. Number 2 on Smith, 1 on the Eagles this half.
Does he go knee to knee? That's what it looked like on that. Yeah, looks like he went knee to knee with Dornicamp. Either knee to knee or Dornicamp caught him in the lower thigh area. Maybe gave him a good solid bruise there.
But the foul on Smith for hitting Wright across the arm. Wright, the 8th leading rebounder in the Big East, has had good success against these Eagles. Has been in double figures in 4 of his last 5 games against Boston College. Of course, Wright and Buchanan offer senior leadership to this freshman-laden Villanova squad. Lead up to 7. As Ricky Wright gets his first 2 points of the night, coming off an 18-point effort against Rutgers. But I think everyone scored 18 the other night. They got 110. Dornicamp to Sidney. Sidney guarded by Wright. Now on the switch, Frazier. Bell left side. Shot clock at 10. Hennon over Frazier.
Villanova switching every screen on that particular instance. So one way or another, if you keep moving the basketball, somebody's going to get an open jumper.
Only Hennon's 6th three-pointer in 22 attempts this year.
Yeah, he's very selective, Hennon, as he should be. He's got capable guys around him, so he only shoots it when he's wide open.
Lead cut to 4. In the lane, Wright penetrates. Kick out Snowden. Buchanan leaves for Wright. The placement is all off. Spacing on this possession. Buchanan with a deep 3. That's a heck of an eraser.
Play never got smoothed out, and somehow he makes something out of it.
4th 3 of the night for Buchanan. They've come in 6 attempts. Rebound in the lane to Frazier, but Bell takes it away and draws the foul on Frazier. Number 1 on Frazier and 2 on the Wildcats. So at the free throw line will go Troy Bell, the senior from Minneapolis. Both coaches looked a little befuddled.
Jim Wright and Jim Burr going to have a conversation here.
Bell from the line tonight, 2 of 3. Sullivan returns for Villanova, replacing Wright. Bell earlier this season against Harvard was 14 for 14 from the line. This is where Bell stands up, just went ahead of Billy Curley recently. Now 2nd leading scorer of all time. And as we mentioned, Even if Boston College plays only one game in the Big East tournament and none after that, and that's unlikely, by the way, all he would need to average entering this game was 12.7 in his remaining 14 games to become the leading scorer in BC history. Barring injury, he should be a lock for that one.
They get Foy stepping on the sideline, so a turnover for Villanova.
The 11th for the Wildcats. So the lead is 5.
Yeah, Jay Wright and Jim Burr, this has been an ongoing conversation here.
Bell up top to Sidney, who's defended by Ray, who checks in. Had a terrific first half with 13 points. Sidney misses the shot. Rebound pulled down by Sullivan. And then the reach-in foul will be called on Smith, and that's going to be his third. 2 on the Eagles here in the second half.
And that's going to get Bryant up off the bench. Yeah, he's going to sit him for a few minutes. I think this is probably a good decision.
Smith 15 points, 4 rebounds. And remember, he didn't score in the first 9 minutes. Out of the backcourt is Ford, the New Jersey High School Player of the Year last year at Eastside in Newark. Right side Sullivan. Into the post Frazier, to the cutter Sullivan. Frazier with the rebound. Puts it on the floor and finishes.
Boy, he's shown remarkable composure in there. Good patience. Just use the dribble to gather yourself, get power.
Bell for 3. Got it.
Well, he's taking a couple of quick looks. One he makes, one he misses.
Second 3 of the night for Bell. 42nd of the year. He's second in the Big East. Tied with Ben Gordon of UConn entering the game behind Buchanan. Here's Sidney. Boston College down 4. Penetrates. Finishes with the left hand.
Inexcusable. And this is a guy who wants to go to the rim. He's not shooting it really well from the perimeter. And job one, stop the basketball.
So for the second time since falling down by 17 in the first half, Boston College has pulled within 2. Left side Buchanan with Sidney on him. Frazier pops out. Buchanan goes baseline around Sidney.
Well, didn't have that in his arsenal early in the career. Baseline penetration. He catches you off guard.
15 points for Buchanan, the senior from St. Louis.
Much more complete player. And it's a tribute to how hard this young man has worked, Gary Buchanan.
Bryant up top. Now Bell gets the screen from Dornican.
Yeah, good solid screen. Big man steps away. The help defense is gone.
20 points for Troy Bell. 59th time he's done that in his career. Foy goes around the Sullivan screen. Buchanan, quick catch and shoot. Counted in the foul.
Shooters talk about rhythm and feel and confidence. Well, Gary Buchanan getting all that back. I mean, Sidney challenges, not close enough on the catch. You give him an inch, he's going to stick it.
And he's knocked down those 5 3-pointers in only 7 attempts. Al Skinner's club falls down by 5. Surprised they let him in the building with that.
Now the play where there was a foul, Jim Burr signaling underneath.
Yep. Chance for a 5-point possession for Villanova, I should say, not Boston College. Buchanan hit the 3. The 5th of his career. 5th of the night, rather. And on Dornikamp, his 2nd foul. 3 on the team, so Buchanan will inbound baseline. The shooting story, both teams shooting the lights out here to begin the second half. Around the screen comes Buchanan, the runner in traffic. Rebound to Craig Smith, his 5th. This is Bell. Already has 20 points. Defended by Foy. Tried to hit the pull-up. Foy got a piece. Taken down by Buchanan. Leads to Foy. One-on-one on Hinnant. Over Hinnant. Bell hit the shot. The crowd wants goaltending.
Now, Frank Scagliano was certain of it right away.
Foul is on Hinnant, his 3rd.
Well, this is why they like Foy and his future. He can make plays. He initiates contact. You see, this is why I never want to comment on the officials, because they've got to do this right away. We get 2, 3, 4 looks at it sometimes. I think it's a good call.
So to the free throw line will go Randy Foy. Perfect 2 for 2 tonight. So he's now taken 25 free throws in Big East competition, and he's knocked down 24.
Yeah, that's impressive, especially because and this is a guy who knocked down free throws late in critical stretches as well, and he's going to have the ball bomb. So you want him to be able to step up there with great confidence.
At 8 for 8 against Rutgers on Saturday, and follows that up with 3 for 3 tonight. Wildcats 11 of 13 from the foul line tonight. Pass went through everybody's hands. Last touch by Smith. Ricky Wright of Villanova got a hand on it.
There's been a bunch of careless turnovers by Boston College that if they don't come back, they'll just look back and say that there's no question who cost themselves this win.
15th turnover for the Eagles, but remember they had the majority of them early. Down low right with his first field goal of the night.
He's very comfortable along that baseline or inside the paint, stepping up, facing.
7-0 Villanova run, lead up to 9. Andrew Bryant for 3. Rebound knocked out of bounds, last touch by Ray of Villanova. Curtis Sumter will get back in for the Wildcats. Sumter was the New York City Catholic League Player of the Year last year as a senior. The hand for Buchanan, who leaves with 21 points. Inbound to Bell, defended by Sumter. Marcus Austin is also checked in for Villanova. Hinnon hands to Bell. Sumter at 6'7", defending the 6'1" Bell. And Sumter called for the hand check. His second and 3 on Villanova this half.
I like the way Randy Foy addresses the defensive side of the ball, as I do Alan Ray. Alan Ray guarding Ryan Sidney, being aggressive, getting up into him, denying him the basketball.
Bell blows right by Sumter. He's quicker than him. This is the shot. Rebound is Ray. Quickly in the forecourt. Hinnon knocked it away from behind. Still 31 to shoot for the Wildcats. Villanova 11-5 overall. All alone at 4-0 atop the East Division of the Big East. They were third in the preseason coaches poll in the division, behind UConn and Boston College. Nobody home there as Snowden throws it away. Turnover number 12 for Villanova. Here's Hinnon. Already has 1-3. Long rebound to Snowden.
Well, the guards all rebound for Villanova.
Craig Smith has only attempted 1 shot in his first 7+ minutes here in the second half. Down low right, spins on Hinnon. Rebound Smith. Foul Boston College. If it's Smith, it's his 4th. Bryant was also there. Let's see who Curtis Shaw has. It's on Smith. And that's big time trouble.
Yeah, once he started walking away immediately.
So Al Skinner will have to sit his outstanding freshman. Al told me when I saw that they scored 110 points the other night, he said when kids start out confident, they start thinking they're going to make every shot. Ray didn't get that one to fall, but he was fouled in the act, and he'll be shooting 3.
Well, I think because Jay Wright preaches defense so much that these guys get motivated to play hard on that end. It almost takes some pressure off you. If you can make some things happen defensively, get Ray and Foy and Sumter out in transition, then the freshmen don't have to think about offense. They can just use their instincts, which are their strong points right now. Force them to play in a half-court set. Make them think about some things. They're young. Villanova exceptional from the free throw line tonight.
Indeed, the Wildcats have only missed 1. 15 points off the bench for Ray, the 6'2" freshman from St. Raymond's High School in the Bronx. Missed most of last season with a stress fracture. 10-0 Wildcats run has the lead back up to 12. Dangerous cross-court pass. Last touch by Sidney.
Too athletic to put that much underneath the pass. And it's just, you know, there are times where these turnovers really just, it's careless. It's not thinking the game.
Villanova with the ball. Led by 17, 2 different occasions in the first half. Snowden defended by Bell. This is Ray, right side right. Great spin move on Dornicamp. And it's nearly tipped up and in by Sumter. Instead, Sidney goes the other way. Knocked out of bounds off Villanova. Eagles have kept trying to climb that mountain. Have not been able to get to the top. Twice have cut it to 2.
That's a hold on Sumter.
Indeed. That'll be his 3rd and 4 on the team.
Well, a lot of their out of bounds at Boston College is just a little rub screen for Bell. Bell's got to set his man.
Comes to Watson with Snowden on him. Bounce past Sidney. And Sidney hits the left side jumper.
Yeah, but he's not done that as often as you see him do it against a lot of guards. I mean, they'll post Sidney hard. I give some credit to Alan Ray and the job he's done playing physical and matching the intensity of Ryan Sidney.
Ray, defended by Bell. Picks up the dribble and finds Sullivan. And away from the play, Wright and Dornicamp were tangled. And Dornicamp will be whistled for his 3rd foul. And that's 7 on the Eagles. So Villanova will spend the rest of the ball game shooting free throws. Ray gets a rest. 16 points for the freshman. And to the free throw line will go Ricky Wright. Wildcats 14 for 16 from the line tonight. For the season, Villanova entering the ball game was 6th in the Big East in free throw shooting.
Well, there's 2 areas tonight where Boston College has been beat. They're being doubled up at the free throw line at points, 14-7. If Wright gets this down, it'll be 15-7, and then turnovers. Now, you make free throws and you don't turn it over, and you play good defense, so you got a chance to win.
Villanova's now made 58 of its last 65 free throws. It's a 12-point Wildcats now on the bench with 4 personal fouls, but the Wildcats have denied him the ball. There you see Villanova's all-time record in their on-campus facility, which is adjacent to the venerable Villanova Fieldhouse, which may have even been a tougher place for visiting teams.
Yep. There's been the one time they've been burned. They are very selective about that pressure, and that went off the timeout. And boy, Sullivan, if you're the safety on that press and you gamble, that is tough.
Sumter on the right. The lead is 10. 11-minute mark. They're looking inside for Frazier, but Dornicamp's denying. Now it comes into the post. Dornicamp's got 3 fouls. Dornicamp's got 4 fouls.
Well, Frazier, he's going to get more and more polished offensively. He's got a good touch. He's got quickness around the rim.
So Dornicamp and Smith each with 4 fouls for the Eagles.
Well, there you see Sullivan. He's the safety on that press. Once he gambled and missed, it made it an easy conversion on the other end. And Watson gets off his feet well.
Sophomore from Dorchester, Massachusetts, Jermaine Watson. Frazier completes the 3-point play. 15 points in double figures for the 8th time in this his 17th college game. Sidney.
No, he misses a wide open Watson, but the double's good enough.
Dornicamp up top. This is Bell on the right, defended by Buchanan. Sidney knocked away by Sumter. 13 left in the shot clock.
See, when they decide to run that little trap they've got, and they come from the blind side, it could be a big or a little that comes at you. You need ball reversal, and you got to attack. If you can turn the corner, you'd be all right.
Bob Picozzi and Doris Burke at the Pavilion outside Philadelphia, where Villanova leads Boston College by 13. And Troy Bell will get to the free throw line again. The Wildcats led by 17 on 2 different occasions in the first half. Boston College cut that lead to 2 in the first half, 2 again in the second half. But a 10-0 Villanova run has given the Wildcats some breathing room.
The composure. I mean, you've got to hold your composure when somebody makes a run at you. And Villanova is going to need every bit of that composure on Saturday in Connecticut.
Second foul on Buchanan. and 5 on Villanova. Of course, UConn coming off the heart-rendering loss Monday night in Miami when the Hurricanes scored 5 points in the last 4 seconds to win the game, with Darius Rice stealing an inbound pass and hitting a 3-pointer with a half-second left to finish with 43 points.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen somebody in the Big East to have that exceptional a night, especially against a very good defensive team.
Rice had 7 3-pointers the other night. Sumter stepped on the sideline. Turnover number 13 for the Wildcats.
I'm sure Jim Calhoun might debate that good defensive team point with me this particular week.
UConn coming off a road trip which saw them lose a heartbreaker at North Carolina last Saturday, and then the even more heartbreaking loss Monday at Miami. And they'll have Villanova Saturday afternoon at the Hartford Civic Center.
And here comes that trap again. Oh, that's a better find. Good patience. Nice. See, if the trap comes, you've got to either turn the corner with a dribble or with a pass. And Bell does a nice job off the dribble.
Bell setting up Sidney, who now has 6 second-half points. He was scoreless in the first half. Dornicamp staying in the lineup with 4 fouls. Buchanan, deep three, or was that a pass? Wright misses the shot. Dornicamp with a rebound. Watson. Bounce pass to Sidney, baseline. He lost it. Turnover number 17 for Boston College. This is Foy, who will walk it up the floor. Al Skinner. Club lost 4 in a row before beating North Carolina State then West Virginia. Dornicamp accidentally kicks it out of bounds with 25 seconds left on the shot clock. Buchanan to inbound. He's got 21 points tonight. 28th time he has scored 20 or more in his career. Snowden defended by Watson. Around the screen comes Buchanan. Rebound Bryant. This is Bell, wants to blow by Buchanan and does. Can't finish. Watson with the acrobatic rebound. How did he avoid a travel?
Might have gotten away with a charge, and Dornicamp won't get away with it.
Dornicamp is just fouled out of the game. The tip-in won't count. Instead, an over-the-back rebound foul, and with 9:10 to go, Al Skinner has lost his 7-foot center.
Well, Watson, I thought, got away with a charge there. Dornicamp, Sullivan points at the official. I think that's a tough one to go out on. He had pretty good position. The rebounder was underneath the orange, the 10.
So Dornicamp fouls out. Did not score. Had a couple of rebounds and a couple of assists. And as we mentioned, Dars, Al Skinner only goes 7 deep, so now he's got a real decision to make. For the moment, he's going to put Smith in with the 4 fouls. And they'll just go small. Elsewhere in the Big East, Syracuse beats Seton Hall for the 2nd time this year. Jim Boeheim beating his former outstanding player Louis Orr in non-league play. West Virginia with a 4-point lead at home against Marshall in the renewal of that terrific intrastate rivalry. Talk about an intrastate rivalry. A huge win for Virginia Tech last night against Virginia.
Oh, just an absolutely great win. Bryant Matthews playing exceptional basketball, and the Hokies back-to-back wins.
Wildcats miss a free throw. It's only the 3rd one they've missed tonight. Pass into the lane to Smith is stolen. Lead pass Buchanan to Sullivan. He's hammered by Bell. And Sullivan will go to the line following Bell's 2nd foul of the night. That's 10 on the Eagles. So every foul other than player control fouls in the last 8:56 will result in 2 free throws.
Well, off the turnover, Bell's got no choice but to try to prevent the 3-pointer.
At the free throw line goes Andrew Sullivan, the 6'7" senior from London. He played scholastically across the Delaware River at St. Augustine Prep in New Jersey. He is not a good free throw shooter, just 52.4% for the year. 0 for 2 tonight. Frazier back in for the Wildcats. Sullivan didn't score Saturday at Rutgers. I think his teammates teased him about that. They scored 110. He didn't get anything. Bell showing why he leads the conference in steals.
Yeah, he's got great anticipation and end-to-end speed. I mean, he turns it from defense to offense in a hurry.
Bell entered the game with a conference-leading 40 steals. 15th nationally in that department. Buchanan for a deep three. Long rebound to Watson. And here comes BC down 7 following a 6-0 run. Last touch by the Wildcats, 28 to shoot for the Eagles.
I love Watson's effort. He's given him 6 boards, 4 assists, but his decision-making at times a little too deep on that one.
Sidney to Bell. Bryant touch pass to Sidney with a tough catch on the perimeter. Backs in on Ray.
He's working hard on it. Ray is making it a tough shot, and that's all you can ask of the freshman.
8 points for Sidney, and now BC pulls within 5. They just won't go away.
Well, they're running a lot of ball screens, and see, Sullivan's not an option offensively, and Frazier really not either off that. But, well, if you have Mr. Foy, then you don't need an option off the screen.
Foy's first 3-point attempt of the night, ending an 8-0 BC run, his 15th 3 of the year. Baseline Smith. And on the pass, a foul will be called on the Wildcats. This one will be on Frazier. His second. And number 6 on Villanova here in the second half. Timeout, 7:47 remaining. Troy Bell with 24 points. The 100th double-figure scoring effort of his magnificent career.
Boy, they love ball screens for both he and Ray. Now, if Sullivan's the pick guy, the hedge comes hard from Craig Smith. It's got to come harder. I mean, you're supposed to show hard, allow your guard to come over the top side, and that doesn't happen.
Jay Wright said that early on Foy wasn't looking for his own shot. Now he is. It isn't easy to be a freshman and start a point guard in this league.
No,
Sidney?
you know, even when point guards have started, maybe have individual success, it doesn't usually translate to team success. And you've seen that historically in the Big East.
Hinnant, right side Sidney's got 8 points all in the second half. Villanova doing a great job of denying Smith the ball here in the second half. Wright rebounds the Watson miss. 4th rebound of the night for Wright. He's 8th in the Big East and leads Villanova with 8.1 per game. We approach the 7-minute mark. Wright in the lane, loses the handle, comes out to Ray. Still plenty of time, 15 on the shot clock. Foy guarded by Hinnant. Outside to Sullivan. They're looking for Wright inside, but Bryant's denying it. Now he gets it, but Bryant knocks it away. Great defense by Bryant.
No question. On the entry, just loses contact. And is this a charge? No block.
Sidney draws the. Well, Jim Burr is going to get the offensive foul on Sidney. His 3rd. With the new rule, player control foul, they won't shoot.
And Sidney is a left-hander, and he goes inside out. I like the call. I love the inside-out dribble, but Sullivan had anticipated him going left.
Foy, defended by Bell, goes around the Sullivan screen.
Good help by Smith.
Buchanan, and as he goes up, he was passing, but it won't matter. With the double bonus situation, he'll still shoot 2 free throws. Now let's take a look at the BMW ultimate drive of the game.
This in the first half. Craig Smith with the unbelievable ability to get down the lane and a little body English at the end.
Foul on Hinnant. So he now has 4. So Al Skinner's iron 5 in big foul trouble. He's already lost Dornicamp. 4 on Hinnant, 4 on Smith. And at the free throw line, Gary Buchanan, who at 92% has the 2nd greatest career free throw shooting percentage in NCAA history.
It's just, I mean, his form is perfect. He's got the rhythm. What you tell your free throw shooters is get a system down, whether it's 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, or whatever it is. Spin the ball, do whatever it is, but do it consistently.
He made 73 of them 2 years ago, which was an NCAA record at the time, since broken by Darnell Archie of Butler, who upped that streak to 85 before it was broken last week.
Tell me the most annoying free throw form we've ever seen in the Big East. Go back to Mark
Jackson.
Yes.
He was saluting the backboard. Yeah.
Oh, pretty pass. Better cut. Very nice.
Bryant to Bell. Bryant with a couple of big plays in the last couple of possessions. One at each end of the floor. On the right, it's Ray. Looks for Sullivan. Away from the play. A foul will be called on Frazier.
Now, Bryant is at the high post. Wisely, a good backdoor cut. I mean, Sumter was in the overplay trying to deny Bell the basketball. Smart play on both guys.
3 fouls on Frazier, 7 on Villanova. But again, with the new rule this year, when a player control foul is committed, doesn't matter whether the offending team is over the limit. Ball just goes over to the other team. Sidney really forced that one. Rebound. Smith comes out to Watson. In the lane he goes, and he'll draw the blocking foul on Snowden.
And I go back to the defense that Alan Ray has played. I mean, Ryan Sidney, he's not ever gotten into his rhythm. This is a guy, as you noted, who's averaged over 20 his last 2 games. So it's not as though Ryan Sidney wasn't playing good basketball.
Frazier will leave for Villanova. He's got 3 fouls. That foul on Snowden was his first. It's 8 on Villanova, and Watson will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Yeah, they're going to get Craig Smith off the line. Send Sidney down on the free throw. I mean, you certainly don't want a chippy foul on Craig Smith trying to follow with a rebound.
Those 8 rebounds tonight by Watson, a career high. And a game high for both teams. His first free throw attempt of the night.
And Craig Smith as far away from the action as he could possibly get on the orders of Al Skinner.
So Watson will shoot another free throw. This is it. And the rebound comes back to Watson. Goes right back at the rim.
Really solid rebounder, Watson. That's 9 boards, 7 points, and 4 assists.
And Randy Foye has a bloody nose. He's also changed his uniform because he got blood on the number 15. So he's wearing 31 and will play with the cotton sticking out of his right nostril.
Just doesn't look very comfortable. Oh, good post up.
Bryant fouls right inside. That will be number 2 on Bryant. And Villanova, who has been in the bonus since the 11:33 mark, goes right back to the line to shoot 2 more. Ricky Wright, preseason second team all Big East selection after being selected to the second team following his junior year last year.
I think you made a good point earlier saying that they're going to need Wright and Buchanan to play well. This is not an underclass league in the Big East. In particular on the road, as you see what he's accomplished here in the second compared to the first.
Wright in Big East competition in his first 4 games this year, averaging a double-double, 16 points and 10 rebounds entering this one.
Yeah, that was with a little bit of struggle prior to the Big East Conference. Got some foul trouble, limited minutes, didn't play well.
Bell penetrates, leaves for Sidney. Bryant, deep 3. Back rims it. Rebound off the hand of Foy to his teammate Ray. 5 minutes remaining. Villanova by 7. Cross court Sumter. Knocked out of bounds by Sidney. 29 left in the shot clock.
See, Sumter's got he's almost learning the game out there. And just a little quick pass, not on time. Doesn't quite know where he should be yet.
Ray to Wright. A little quick on the trigger on that one. But he gets it to go.
Wow.
Only the second field goal of the night for Ricky Wright.
Here comes the trap.
Sidney, great look inside to Smith for the reverse layup.
Yeah, I mean, that weak side is going to be there. Obviously, the trap comes as numbers, and they try to surprise you with it. They lull you to sleep, or we put it on maybe once or twice every 10 minutes.
Foy with the pull-up. Rebound, weak side Sumter, and as he goes up, he'll draw the foul. It will be on Andrew Bryant.
Sumter playing solely on instincts right now. There's the trap. How about that find? And Smith creative around the rim, but I tell you that one of the better passers on this basketball team, Ryan Sidney.
Sumter out of Bishop Laughlin High School in Brooklyn. Had 14 points, 1,400 points in his career. Jay Wright would be the first to admit he feels that he was a little bit fortunate in getting this great recruiting class, because Sumter and Frazier were very good friends, and once one decided to go here, the other one followed. He said sometimes better to be lucky than good on the recruiting trail.
Yeah,
He's been a little of both.
Yeah, Jason Frazier made him wait a little bit, because he had told Sumter, once you commit, then I'm going to commit right after that, but he made him wait.
Frazier from Amityville, Long Island. Bell with the left side three, tipped up by Bryant, and then Frazier with the flat-footed rebound is Ford.
Now time and score here, Villanova. Stay spread, get good shots.
Snowden has it knocked away. Last touch by Watson while lying on the sideline. So Villanova ball with 26 seconds left in the shot clock.
Yeah, just spread it, and why not attack Craig Smith? I mean, if you spread it, and let's see if he wants to guard you. There have been times where they posted Ricky Wright hard.
Foy goes around the right screen, left of the lane.
He and Ray make plays.
9 points for Foy. Inside 4 minutes, the lead back up to 10. Smith doubled weak side by Ray. Great strength in his hands to avoid the double team, but he missed the shot. Oh, and Wright and Smith just collided. Smith went flying and no whistle.
Say this game is getting increasingly physical. Lots of contact away from the basketball.
Frazier fouls Sidney on the rebound. Wright and Smith really collided, and Smith went to the floor, and he goes, what does he weigh, 265?
We felt that over here.
Fourth foul on Frazier, 9th on Villanova. There you go. How's that not a foul?
There's been tons of that.
So Sidney to the free throw line. This is his Waterloo. 0 for 2 tonight, 42% for the year. Knocks that one down.
Well, the area where he had progressed last season from his freshman year was his shooting. We'll see what he's been able to accomplish in the second half. This is the exact turnaround. So he started, he was great in the first half, and then absent in the second.
Began the year at the 2-guard spot, but with the development of Hinnant, the freshman, he has swung over to the 3 spot.
Yeah, and the struggles of Ryan Sidney from deep. As you noted this game, he's not really shot it well from 3-point territory this year.
Foy to Buchanan. Spins, and as he goes, he's fouled, and that's never a bad idea for Villanova. Anytime Buchanan can get to the line. We mentioned his free-throwing prowess. He really doesn't get to the free throw line very often. In fact, doesn't have enough official attempts to rank among the leaders either in the conference or in the country.
Yeah, when he came in, he was just really a catch-and-shoot guy. He's added a little bit of a bounce to his game, but not much. And boy, BC just not respecting off that ball screen, not respecting the post guy at all. I mean, they're almost ignoring him. If they're going to do that, why not come aggressively and trap it? If Sullivan won't present himself as an option offensively.
There you see what he has done, and the only player he trails in NCAA history. Knocks these down as well. Villanova's been to the line 14 more times than Boston College.
Excuse me, Villanova 24 for 30. BC just 11 of 16. Points off turnovers, a significant part of this basketball game as well.
And yet entering the ball game, Boston College had 73 more free throw attempts than their opponents. Of course, that number's skewed because most of it was achieved in non-conference play. Those numbers tend to even out as you get deeper into the conference season. Pass down low to Smith.
That box set, they like to get that isolation for Smith. Missed him on the first look, but he stays working hard in the post.
He's got 19. Sidney showing why he leads Boston College in his 7th in the conference in assists. Snowden really stepped on the sideline. In the lane. Shot.
Yeah, had no choice. I mean, Bell was too far into him. He had to go at him.
7 points for Snowden. Bell misses the 3, and Bryant with the foul over the top on the rebound. That's his 4th. So Dornekamp's gone with 5. Smith, Bryant, and Hinnant each have 4.
There it is. Bell was so aggressive out front.
So to the free throw line will go Ricky Wright. We mentioned the free throw disparity. Of course, sometimes the fans of the team which comes out in the short end will point to that. Most often free throw disparities are due to one thing. One team fouls more than the other. So Wright will get another one. So after a slow start, Ricky Wright has 14 points. He's in double figures for the 11th time this year and the 52nd time in his career. Watson, kick out to Bryant. He's firing up from three, and he finally knocks one down.
That's his game. I mean, he's a little deceptive because of his size, but that's his specialty.
Bryant, 132nd timeout left. Villanova 1 full and 3/30s. Boston College way over the limit. The next Villanova foul will send BC to the line to shoot 2, and the possession arrow is pointing toward the Wildcats. Frazier in the lane, tried to feed the cutting Right, but Sidney took it away. Sidney with a much taller Right on him. He's going to shoot the 3 over.
Yeah, they could shoot the 3 a lot, Boston College.
Sidney now 0 for 2 from three-point range tonight and 6 for 34 for the year. On the right, Buchanan blows by Smith. Bryant knocks his shot away. 23 seconds to shoot for the Wildcats as Buchanan reaches for his nose to make sure it's still there.
Jim Burr saying to Jay Wright, that's my call or my no call.
Buchanan looking in the lane, nothing there, and he'll call a quick timeout to avoid the 5-second violation. Villanova still with 1 full and 2/30s remaining. 1:37 left in the game. A 10-point lead. To get information on your favorite Big East team, go online at www.bigeast.org for all of the basketball and conference news from around the Big East. And if you did, you'd realize that Gary Buchanan.
Burleson with Horton after Horton picked up the dribble. Coming down to 10 on the shot clock. Horton. And Rickard from Minnesota. The long pass for Bauer. A little too tall.
They've got numbers with Bauer in the back.
Defender, he's adjusting to playing the perimeter. He will get better, but I mean, it's almost essentially like learning the game anew.
Sumter also in his last 6 games entering tonight had averaged 7.5 points and 4.8 rebounds per game, coming off an 11.6 rebound effort Saturday at Rutgers. 15 left on the shot clock. Foy defended by Bell. Now on the switch, picked up by Smith. Ricky Wright pops open. Frazier tries to keep the rebound alive and does. To Foy.
I love these 2 guards, Foy and Ray. I like the way they think it.
Boston College is pretty much in a situation where they'll have to foul. You don't want Smith to do it. He's got 4. Sidney reaches in and commits his 4th. So the Wildcats go right back to the line where they've been 32 times tonight. And Buchanan at the line has taken 331 in his career. He's made 305 of them.
You have defensive substitutions waiting at the scorer's table. Snowden and Sumter come in.
So Buchanan with 1 more. We are at the Pavilion on the Villanova campus, just outside downtown Philadelphia. Bob Picozzi along with Doris Burke. Thanks for joining us for Big East basketball. 1:03 remaining. The Villanova lead up to a dozen at 85-73. Wildcats led by 17 on 2 occasions and season. You mentioned Troutman. He was 10 of 12 from the floor in the big showdown win in the West Division over Syracuse on Saturday.
He almost goes unnoticed, Troutman. I think to everybody but that Pittsburgh staff.
Right side, and Sidney finally knocks down a 3. Al Skinner will get in a timeout to stop the clock with 51 seconds left, and his club down by 9. They'll finish with 36 points. Villanova turned the ball over 5 times in the extra 5-minute period, and BC went on to win it 88-81 in overtime. Jay Wright's club then lost to Al Skinner's team at Conti Forum later in the season by 2. Buchanan stepped on the sideline. So a turnover, and BC gets the ball back. Jay Wright again going to that offense. Defensive substitutions, quickly reinserts Sumter and Snowden, replacing Foy and Buchanan. Bell with Ray on him. Obviously BC wants to free Bell for a 3. He forces the shot, and Bell will go to the line to shoot 3, getting fouled while attempting a 3 for the 50th time in his career.
I tell you guys, get up and challenge. And to me, one of the single most difficult things, and Ray was not in a closeout situation, but it's very hard when somebody backs you off with a dribble like that to get up and challenge and still avoid contact. That and closing out from maybe 8 feet away from somebody, trying to do it under control is a tough job.
And he misses the first free throw. This is Bell's 106th college game, and in nearly half of it, he's managed to get fouled while attempting a 3. Just has lightning quick reflexes and unbelievably quick release on the shot. So dangerous because he can blow by you.
His preference is definitely to shoot the 3, but he's legitimate enough off the dribble that you sit there as a defender and you're thinking, okay, which am I going to give up here?
His 2 threes tonight give him 236 in his career, second on the all-time Boston College list. Eagles have to foul now, down 7.
Whoa, that's intentional, no question. Watson.
So that will result in 2 free throws plus possession. One of the points of emphasis this year in college basketball. Calling the intentional foul in these exact situations.
They're going to make a play on the ball, and
so at the free throw line, Ray will knock down the first one. He's a perfect 6 for 6 from the line tonight. Foul on Watson was his 3rd. So that's not what the Eagles had in mind. Villanova gets the ball back. Jay Wright was, of course, an assistant here under Raleigh Massimino for 5 years, and then under Raleigh at UNLV. Foy taking it right to the rim. A little surprise there. He didn't work the clock.
yeah.
Foy with 11, so he's in double figures for the 9th time. And there's another 3.
I thought that was a tip. Somebody get a piece of that? I thought Craig Smith had a piece of that.
She'll have the hands in the air to signal 3.
They're going to make it a full timeout.
I think it might be the last one. Said last timeout for Boston College. Villanova, when they get over 80, is perfect. Eagles are now out of timeout, so they only have 1 left, and it was the full.
Villanova will try to go 6-0 for the first time since 1982. We'll have to do it against a Connecticut basketball team. How about the guard matchups in that one? The young guards of Foy and Ray against the experience of Talik Brown. They signaled 3, but I thought this ball was tipped by Craig Smith. It's released. It gets up. Now watch the hand. No, see, I'm glad I'm not an official.
Well, Jim Burrow is right there.
Yeah, I thought his hand hit it, but it's just good touch.
They might have taken it away.
For touching the orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a great matchup Saturday. UConn almost exclusively plays man-to-man, so you'll see Talik Brown and Ben Gordon matched up on Foy and Buchanan when Ray's in the game on him.
Yeah, with the turnovers still a continuing issue, though not as much for Jay Wright's club, and as much as Connecticut can pressure you. That'll be an interesting stat to watch in that one.
Here's Buchanan. He's the guy they don't want to foul. Ray gives to Sullivan, and that'll be the exclamation point. So Villanova has now hit its average in Big East games. Believe it or not, they're averaging 91 points a game in their first 5 Big East games, all 5 of them victories. So Jay Wright has his Wildcats in rare real estate area.
Gets good balance. He's got 5 guys in double figures. Wright with 12, Ray with 18. Ray's been averaging 17 in conference. Foy with 11, Frazier 13, and Buchanan 27. The chances by Boston College leading to an easy conversion for Sullivan.
(1982-83) was the last time Villanova started out 5-0 in the Big East. They wound up sharing the regular season conference title that year with these Boston College Eagles. Villanova has made a season high 31, make it 32 free throws now. Andreas Block has checked in. Big 6'8" junior from Germany. Watson with the uncontested layup with 10 seconds left. Snowden to inbound. He'll give the block. And Watson right away will foul him, and the crowd loves it because Block, who does not play that much, will get to the free throw line with a chance to get on the scoreboard for the first time all year. So Al Skinner's club will head back home to host Mike Bray's Notre Dame Irish with their terrific point guard Chris Thomas, who leads the Big East in assists. Matt Carroll, who scored in double figures in every game this year. And that'll be Saturday afternoon at Conti Forum. So at the free throw line will go Andreas Block with his first free throw attempt of the season. And now Jay Wright will give a couple of his walk-ons some playing time. Lou Ruski and Tom Grace as Ray and Snowden leave. Ray leaving with 11 points and Snowden with 7. Villanova has 15 players on their roster. They're very likely redshirt, 2 of them, including Mike Dunleavy's son Baker. Brother Mike, of course, played on Duke's last national championship team. Sidney on the alley-oop to Smith, misfires, and that'll do it. So for the first time in 20 years, the Villanova Wildcats are off to a 5-0 start in the Big East.
They continue to put points on the board and get great balance. Buchanan, another solid evening, 27 points, 5 of 10 from 3. He's now 11 of his last 21 from out there.
Ray chipped in with 18 points. Bell had 31 for Boston College. The Eagles never led. They tied it once at 2. They fell behind by 17.